Ho, ho, ho! It's Christmas time.
But Santa Dave.
Do you want to come and sit on my lap,
No.
little boy?
Can we start again?
Start
that
That was
again.
bad, yeah.
Tough gig being a Santa these days, you know, with all the yeah, we won't go down there.
It is when you're creeping them out
We
like
won't
that.
go down that track. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about
Well,
the
it's
festive season.
It's Christmas time. We got a few
Yeah.
festive.
Yeah, we just had Santa
festive
in.
tips. Yeah. What about talking about maybe avoiding putting on bulk kilos over the Christmas period? You know,
Yeah.
you're going to a work Christmas do. You've got several family Christmases. You know, you're on holidays. Maybe you have a few more frothies.
Yeah.
You know,
Isn't it
Maybe
funny?
more mince pies than you wanted to.
yeah.
And isn't it funny how people really have that in the forefront of their mind during this period? You know, like you hear it on the radio, you hear it on media, you hear, and you know, after the Christmas period, if you put on a few pounds over the Christmas period, join this gym, blah blah blah. You know, we got New Year resolution discount for you.
That's interesting about joining a gym when you talk about New Year's resolutions, and I think we were going to talk about maybe goal setting and things like that, and maybe starting off the new year, you know, new year, new you. But the gym memberships in January go through the roof. So everyone gains too much weight over summer, and like you say, those ads are like, oh yeah, but I better get to the gym. Oh, how am I going to lose weight? Well, I'll go to the gym. Let's sign up for the gym. Everyone signs up in January. I thought
3-month trial.
Well, there's some stats like 80% of the people that join up in January by mid end of the year aren't going.
Yeah.
You know, so they buy these gym memberships and
yeah,
you know, have the best intentions, which is great, but don't stick with it. So
yeah,
it's one of those New Year's resolutions that maybe you need a little bit of goal setting and motivation,
and that's where it starts. But I would say to those people out there who are stressing out over indulging over the Christmas period, then tough shit, because you obviously haven't prepared yourself throughout the year to allow yourself to relax a little bit and have a little bit of fun. You know, like I always say, summer bodies are made in winter.
Ooh,
you know, so if you've done the hard work during the cold winter months, you've woken up early when it's cold and you've gone to the gym, you've done your workout, you're eating well, you're doing all the right things. Come Christmas time, I don't mind splurging. I don't mind drinking a little bit more than I normally would. I don't mind eating more than I should because I've done all that preparation during the year.
Yeah, I think you can definitely have a couple of days, can't you? You know, you can have a couple of days where you're going to overindulge. I think tip number one would be don't overindulge for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and just let it blow out and keep rolling on. You know, you can have a good Christmas, eat too much food, have a few too many drinks, but if you're then spreading it out over, oh well, I've had a few bad days there. I'll start in a few days. And then it just kind of snowballs and keeps going. And then by a month later, you're 2 or 3 kilos heavier, say 10 pounds heavier. You know, and then you kind of, now I've got to work even harder just to get back to where I was before Christmas, let alone getting even fitter and dropping more kilos. Because I would assume that, I don't know, 50% of New Year's resolutions have something to do with being healthier, getting fitter, losing weight.
Yeah. But then also, how often do you see at the start of September and October, and that starts for in the Southern Hemisphere, the start of our spring and finer weather, you start seeing people running the streets. You know, they look a little bit overweight and they're thinking, oh shit, you know, the day's getting longer, it's getting warmer, I better start losing some weight. You know, fitness training doesn't start a month or two before Christmas. You know, and those people, you know, for one, I pity them because they naturally assume they have to put on sneakers and go for a run on hard concrete to get fit.
Here he goes with his hard concrete.
You know, and two, they've obviously, you know, I could be wrong. I could be just, you know, judging these people, but they might be doing things during the winter, or they've just let themselves go and they think now's the time because it's getting finer weather. I've got to do something.
I think it's a good entry level. Getting your shoes on and going for a run. Maybe not on the hard concrete, not with your big hokers that are 4 inches thick, maybe going for a run. Nice little run along the beach or
along the beach or down the park.
Yeah, down the park on the.
I'd probably
soft
recommend
sand.
a long walk, 45-minute fast walk would be
Yeah.
a lot more beneficial to losing weight than a
Going to
run.
burn some fat if you do a nice long walk, aren't you?
Definitely.
But that's good entry level to get started. Just putting your gear on is one of the hardest things to do for a lot of people. So once you've got
forming, isn't it? It's habit forming.
That's right. You get that. Okay, I'm going to go out for a brisk 45-minute walk. You do that. Oh yeah, that wasn't too bad. Okay, and then that's the opposite snowball effect of pounding several days of bad eating and sitting on the couch is putting a few good days of fitness together and then going, okay, oh yeah, look, I look a bit better in the mirror. That's cool. Maybe I'll look into something else. Maybe I'll look into going to a gym or joining a group fitness class, which I guess helps with motivation or getting out there with mates. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be anything. It could be going for a surf or stand-up paddleboarding or
so
it's the weather for that kind of thing. So
you're sort of saying it doesn't have to be daunting. Like you don't have to start your journey to whatever you're trying to achieve by killing yourself on day one.
Yeah,
you just want to do something.
Yeah,
and then build on that.
Yeah, and we might have a guest coming on in a couple of weeks, and I think they wanted to talk something similar to that. Of getting the motivation. It is a bit intimidating getting into the gym sometimes if you are concerned about your physique and you're like, oh, there's going to be big bodybuilding dudes in there. It's one of those things where you might need to start somewhere and then move into it.
Yeah, it's interesting that is the go-to.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean,
the sneakers and the run around the neighbourhood.
Yeah,
seems to be the go-to. Whether that's a natural.
And so's the gym. The gym's probably the next progression, right? You don't have to actually do that. You could, whatever it is.
I definitely recommend someone who's not educated in fitness and training to get a personal trainer to start them off and get them.
That helps.
Get them doing some compound exercises and things like that. Just give them a bit of information and start them on the right track. I mean, otherwise these people are just going to be running every second day on the concrete, which is not good for them.
Yeah.
Unless you're training for a marathon, what's the point of running half an hour a day?
Yeah.
Well, like a lot of people are going to get injured too, aren't they? They're going to get shin splints, or they're going to get some sort of issue if they're really pounding the pavement.
Yeah.
And they haven't done anything for a while.
Yeah. So now you've started. You've got an injury.
Yeah.
Now you're really screwed, aren't you?
Well, that's the other thing.
Now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Whereas if you go for a nice long walk, like you guys recommended,
into it.
You're not going to get injured.
No.
Unless you fall down a bloody manhole or something. But
and some of those people that do go for a run, it might even be a couple of Ks, and they come back, and 2 days later they've got DOMS. You got your soreness.
Yeah.
You get like,
that's
painful. Oh, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a week. If you haven't done anything for a little while, it takes a week for those delayed onset muscle soreness to go away, and you kind of like. Oh,
but then unfortunately, that lack of knowledge about exercise and training. Limits them to what they can do beyond that.
Yeah.
So they might find themselves injured or sore. Oh shit, what do I do?
Yeah.
I'll get the goggles and go for a swim.
Yeah.
There are so many different things, like you said, you can do that aren't sort of fitness
you almost need
just specific.
Almost need to find a passion, don't you?
Like
if surfing is it, or swimming in the ocean, or body surfing, or whatever it might be, mountain biking or something. If you cycling. If you hook into something, you're like, well, okay, here we go. Got a bit of motivation.
Cycling's probably the best. If a person did want to go hard, cycling's probably the better thing to do. Is no impact.
I don't know.
I hurt your balls.
Well, maybe you big plums. I don't know. That bending over the thing is an awkward position. It's not an ancestral position, is it?
It's not. No, it's not.
The ancestral man.
Yeah, he
didn't ride around on a bike.
But going back to indulging in Christmas, I heard a good theory, and I've always gone by it. 1 day of splurging equals 1 week of commitment. So if you've got 1 day of splurge, you've got to make up 1 week of clean training, clean eating, all that to make up for that 1 day of splurge. Is that what you were getting at?
I thought you were going to go down a different path.
Okay.
I was actually going to reassure people that one cheat day or 1 day of splurging is probably not going to be a huge amount of weight gain, is it?
No.
But putting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks together and not doing anything and not getting out there, that's when you
that sort of complements what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You've then got to break that day of splurging with that one clean week.
Yeah.
Then after that week, you could maybe have another splurge.
Yeah. I guess reducing your alcohol load is another one. Go back and listen to our alcohol podcast, but alcohol is a toxin. If you are loading up with alcohol and food at the same time, then your body prioritizes getting rid of that alcohol toxin first. So if you're drinking a ton, eating a ton, firstly, it's got to deal with the toxic overload of the alcohol, get rid of it, either convert it to energy and then expel it. So if you're eating as well, the body preferentially looks at getting rid of the alcohol first and then stores the food as energy. So you're building up. Eating is cheating, really. So you've got to have your alcohol separate so that your body can deal with that, get rid of the toxic load of the alcohol, and then eat. When you're putting the two together, it's a recipe for weight gain for sure. I know it's definitely difficult. We talked about it in our alcohol podcast of going to things and not having a beer. You look like a weirdo, or
maybe just having alcohol. A few beers.
Yeah.
You don't have to drink 12 beers.
Yeah.
You could have 2 beers.
Yeah.
Space them out so you don't look like a weirdo.
Yeah.
Still got a beer in your hand when someone's making a toast or something like that, or a glass of wine or whatever your drink is.
Yeah.
But don't go nuts.
Yeah.
Don't exercise some sort of self-control.
Yeah.
Well,
that's hard.
The Christmas lunch, the Christmas lunch can help with all this that you've just talked about. So my Christmas lunch, you can incorporate fasting on Christmas Day, and you can incorporate a little bit of carnivore diet on Christmas Day.
Yep.
So
really good.
I don't eat in the morning of Christmas morning. I'll maybe have a coffee, but my first meal of the day will be Christmas lunch. So I've actually done some fasting.
And you're filling your plate with protein, is that what you're doing?
And I'm filling my plate for lunch with a lot of the meats and a lot of, I'll have salad. I won't have any sort of rice dishes or any sort of heavy carb. Potato bakes and pastas and stuff like that. I'll load up with the turkey, the ham, the prawns, whatever, and some salad, and just load up on that and get quite full from it. And then with the alcohol, because you're so full, you've got a gut full of food. In the afternoon, you're going to drink a lot less because you're so full. And so there's a perfect Christmas day. Yeah. So you do drink a lot less when you're full.
Yeah.
And you space it out a lot more as well. You probably won't have your first beer until maybe half an hour or an hour after that big Christmas lunch. Try not to drink alcohol while you're having it.
Yeah.
Maybe a wine.
Yeah, it's probably okay.
You got to have a cheers, don't you? Yeah. Cheers, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I had 5 tips written down, and there was 2 of them. You touched on 2 of them, so that's good. 1 was the overindulge. 2 was avoid alcohol if you can, but that's a bit unrealistic. So avoid.
It's a day of celebration.
Yeah. And then filling your plate with protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's an appetite suppressant.
It is.
It increases thermogenesis. You get the meat sweats on. Sit down. Your internal temperature goes up. So there's a couple of good things. Suppresses your appetite.
Yeah.
Excess carbs is going to lead to energy storage. So if you're filling your plate with protein, I think that's a pretty good option.
And you're probably going to be able to go all day on Christmas Day, which is a busy day because you haven't.
Yep.
You're not going to have that mid-afternoon slump after you've just knocked back all these carbs. You've had a good high-protein, maybe a high-fat meal, and you're going to be charged for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
You want to avoid those big sugar spikes, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like if you're going for the little chocolate-coated nuts on the table and you're eating some mince pies, you're having some pavlova and all that sort of stuff, because a lot of people splurge on Christmas, you're going to get like a massive spike in your blood sugar. You're going to feel really hepped up for a while. And then you're going to have a big release of insulin. All that's going to go away. You're going to crash.
Yeah.
And then you crash. I'm out of energy. So what are you going to do? You're probably going to reach for more sugar, more carbs.
Yeah. Well,
like you say, you get on that protein, you got that nice smooth energy. You're not getting a big spike.
Yeah.
Just night and day in terms of what it's going to do for your body.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know we're going to keep this light and festive. We had the bells and Santa come in early, but I'm going to give you a study. And link it back to what you were saying there, Smithy, about that blood glucose spike. And there's a lot of research about a postprandial walk or going for a walk after you've eaten, or even a little bit of exercise.
Yeah.
So dropping down.
Backyard cricket.
Well, backyard cricket, or doing 10 push-ups or 20 chin-ups on the kids' monkey bars out the back. Something something to move that blood around a little bit quicker, increase your heart rate. But
Yep.
I found 2 studies. Post-meal walking reduces blood glucose. That's the name of it, 2013. And would you believe the study found that having a post-meal walk reduces your blood glucose? So it brings it back to a level state. Yeah. The effects of post-prandial walking on the glucose response after meals with different characteristics. This is in the Journal of Nutrients just recently in 2022. Nicolo et al. So there's a couple of good studies about bringing your blood glucose back down.
Yeah.
So you had a big meal, go for a little walk around, do a 20-minute walk afterwards. Awesome.
Could be a little bit difficult though when you're in a social environment, all the family's over.
Yeah.
That's where maybe organising some family activities could be good. I mean, that's the tradition of backyard cricket is one that my family have always done when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I sort of dropped off a little bit as I've got older, but just doing something. And I guess we've always had Christmas around a swimming pool as well.
Swimming.
So
straight in the pool.
Straight in the pool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't jump in the pool.
Don't, you gotta have
cramp.
You got 30 minutes.
You gotta give it 30 minutes.
Is there any credence
That's
to
not-
that old
it's
wives'
not.
tale? Surely not.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that I can't remember what it was, the theoretical side of it, but it's bullshit.
What if you did cramp? You're 2 meters away. You're not going under. Like, oh, my cramp, I'm done.
Yeah.
You're going straight under. You got to, okay, I'm going to do 2 meter swim. I might just jump up and go,
You could
oh,
walk
yeah,
through a
that's
cramp.
no
You
good.
could work through it, couldn't you? If you're going to die, I feel
Yeah.
like you probably could. If you're in the wild surf or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hundreds of meters offshore or something.
I
But
wonder how that came about. Mums loved that one, didn't they?
They do. I reckon it's it's a
You gotta make it
maternal
30 minutes.
thing. I can't remember what it was, but it's something about just some maternal
I think it was
protection.
just a way of mums keeping kids out of the pool because they weren't ready for them to go in yet. It was a pain in the
Possibly,
ass, and mum
yeah.
was still finishing her lunch and finishing
Possibly.
off her glass
Yeah,
of wine, so you
mate.
can't go in for half an
Yeah.
hour.
There you go.
They're
Yeah.
slurping down her
Yeah. I've still got a bottle of white
glass
to
of
knock off.
Chardonnay. Yeah.
I reckon there's probably some truth to that.
Yeah.
Mum can't be bothered supervising
Yeah.
her, Dad can't be bothered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah, I reckon those walks are really important, hey. And I'll tell you another one that I'll sort of piggyback off with that is give yourself, and you touched on it, Rube, but give yourself some eating windows at both times of the day. So like you said, maybe skip breakfast, have a black coffee or something, and then get into lunch. But you do not want to be eating just before bed. If you eat just before you go to bed, you've got a belly full of food, your body's metabolizing it into energy, which you do not need. When you're asleep, you do not need to have high levels of energy, so your body's going to store it as fat.
Yep.
Whereas if you give yourself 3 or 4 hours window, even if you've had a big day, you've blown out, you've missed all of your goals, make sure you've got that window of 3 or 4 hours so that by the time at least that you lie down, your body is not digesting food and storing all of that as fat. Super important.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
totally
walk,
agree.
the walk can help with that, obviously. Like that'll knock down your blood glucose a little bit, but
Yeah.
give yourself that window.
Yeah.
Even if you've bloody gone for the pavlova, you've eaten your potato bakes all day, give yourself that time before bed.
Yeah.
It's super important, and that's a good one to live your life by anyway. Like I don't think anyone should eat 3 hours before bed.
Yeah.
As a general rule. But especially if you're looking to not gain the kegs.
Because sometimes you start to feel like on Christmas Day you're putting food on top of food.
Yeah.
You're eating so much that you haven't actually allowed the last meal to
You just
digest.
become like a bloody food zombie, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, there's more food. We've just had lunch and we're rolling into afternoon tea, and then we'll have some
Yeah.
plum pudding or whatever. Now it's dinner time and
Yeah.
nightcaps and
Yeah.
it's and the same with drinking. Don't drink right before bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try and knock off if you can in the early evening. Give yourself that window because alcohol is laden with energy. So
Yeah. Yeah.
like CJ touched on. Yeah,
And it disrupts your sleep.
yeah, sure does. Yeah,
It's been a big day. Santa's come early. The kids are at you at 4:30 in the morning.
Yep.
You need a good night's sleep because the one before has not been good.
What about So I've been known before my kids were born to go just do a workout on Christmas morning just to get it out of the way. But what about the old
You're hardcore. You're a
the
hardcore
work
man.
Christmas party? What about the work Christmas party? Because that really throws people's training and health regimes out a little bit. So the 2 weeks, or the 3 weeks, even 4 weeks these days, people are so busy. You've got to organise your Christmas parties in November, leading up to Christmas. What sort of advice can you give for people there? One thing that I would always say is do your workout in the morning of your work Christmas party. So then at least you've done your hard work, and you can just go and have fun, relax, indulge a little bit, and enjoy the time with your work friends.
Well, there's something to be said for, like, you're very muscular, so you can afford to have more glucose because your muscles are a big glucose sink, right? So there is something to be said for people who work out in the gym. You can definitely afford to be a little bit more naughty, and you can sort of deal with a little bit more glucose than the average person. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah. Santa's not going to come if you're naughty, though.
Well, he's not. No, that's right. But like, no, if you are a big muscular guy, they talk about that. In the window, you just been in the gym, you can go outside and eat a quick ice cream, and your muscles are going to uptake that as glucose, and it's not going to sort of cause those detrimental effects. Well, I think in general as well, if you're a muscular person, like you said, if you've done your work and you value, your bodybuilding and all that sort of stuff, and you've put on that muscle, you probably have an ability to be a little bit more naughty around Christmas because your body has a little bit better ways of dealing with it. Yeah.
What about people that aren't so physically fit, maybe, but they are preparing themselves for Christmas? They've started a new training program.
Well, I would say, and that's my usual thing, would to preferentialise. I've used that word a few times today, but preferentialise your workout or your fitness routine. Do it early in the morning so it's done and out of the way.
Yeah.
It's always the first thing on my to-do list is workout, and then we'll sort the other things out. Because if I start, this is what I'm doing today, I've got to get to this family, I've got to go here, now we're going here, we're driving all over the place over the Christmas period. Sort it out early. The beauty is the sun's up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
You can get up early, you can do what you need to do, get that workout in, I would suggest, and then face the day.
Yeah. Arrange to meet one of your work friends that you're going to go to the Christmas party with to go and do a workout with. So you've done it together.
And then you've almost earned a little bit of naughtiness, haven't you? You can go out and you can have a couple of beers and, well, I've done my workout.
Yeah.
Burnt my calories this morning.
Yeah.
Calories in, calories out.
Yeah. And if you are hosting a Christmas party or you're at a Christmas party, try to eat. I try to eat some good food at the party. So having nuts available, or some celery or carrot sticks, and hummus dip or something like that. Something that sort of like people can fill up on, but it's a healthier alternative. Than
good quality meat off the barbie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Just to eat a little bit before you're going to consume alcohol, because that's going to be a given at a work Christmas party.
Yeah.
Probably also something to be said around the choices you make. Like, okay, so you decide you definitely want to drink. Well, then there's probably better choices and worse choices with what you're going to drink, right? So maybe if you decide to have like a vodka, lime, and soda, it's not going to be quite as bad as having a spirit mixed with a really high energy soft drink or something like that.
Or even beers.
Or beers.
Yeah.
Beers can be bad. So, maybe try and look at the sugar content. Like, obviously, alcohol has an energy content that you can't get around, but what you mix it with can make a big difference.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
That can definitely be one. You decide you want to drink, you're not missing out on that. That's fine. Maybe try and make a better choice around what you're going to drink.
Yeah.
In addition to maybe a bit of moderation, if you can.
Yeah. And it's funny, the old New Year's resolution thing. I've never made a New Year's resolution. I don't feel the need to. If I want to do something, I don't need a new year to convince me to do it.
I think it just comes after the holidays, doesn't it? It often comes after a fairly indulgent period. You go, okay, new year, new me. I'm going to start. Because New Year's Eve's a pretty big night too, right?
Yeah.
Everyone goes out and has a few beers. You always talk about Christmas and Christmas parties, but then a week later you've got New Year's.
Yeah.
And you're out. New Year's Day, you're at the races.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing.
By this time, all you're feeling is that all I've been doing is drinking
and eating. Yeah. So I think that's how some of those New Year's resolutions, especially based around health and fitness, come in, because it's been a big month.
Yeah.
And,
it's born out of regret.
Yeah.
I've really blown out this month. I've got to make some changes.
Going to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I guess there's a place for it, because if some people are very committed to achieve something, they make it that New Year's resolution and they can achieve it. What is it that you have to do something for 21 days to make it a habit?
Apparently so.
Yeah, a few weeks. Yeah.
Well, if you're drinking hard and eating hard for 25 days before Christmas, then you've made a habit of it.
Yeah.
You need the New Year's resolution to go, okay,
Well, like a lot of
Starting to
people are
pull
going
my
to
head
have real bad sugar cravings, right? Like if you're a sweet tooth and you've had a bad December, January period and you've drunk a lot of alcohol, you're going to get some like small intestinal bacterial overgrowth.
Mm.
That's going to make you crave sugar, right?
Yeah.
So now you've got these killer sugar cravings. All these little bugs in your belly are saying, eat sugar, eat sugar, eat sugar. We want it. That's tough to get past as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So like,
Definitely.
maybe if you can kind of curtail it a bit and sort of stay away from the really sweet stuff,
Yeah.
eat your fatty foods. You know, like none of us here are afraid of fats.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like eat fats in excess, but if you've got to make a choice between
Not
fats
our
and sugars,
polyunsaturated.
nah, stay away from your seed oils.
Mm.
Trans.
But don't be afraid
Fats.
of like in my opinion, and I think you guys will agree, like don't be afraid of having a fatty steak.
Yeah.
Be afraid of having a bowl of lollies.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're going to go between your two macros like fat and sugar, I would say try and keep sugar low
Yeah.
and at least go for some fats. And that comes back to what you're saying about eating your meats and stuff like that on the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are very afraid of fat, and fat's been really vilified in the media, and
hasn't it?
people think getting fat is a function of just you've eaten fat.
Yeah.
Well, it's so much more than that because
Yeah.
sugar becomes fat.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You eat a big bag of lollies, your body's going to store that as
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah.
So it's not like you eat, this much fat and that becomes that much fat on your thighs. That's not really the way
That's
it works.
right.
So
Yeah.
I think let's not be afraid of eating, especially good saturated fats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since
Since our seed oils episode, I've just been cooking now in my fry pan with butter.
Beautiful.
I used to, and I recall doing that as a kid.
Yep.
Or my mum used to do it. But then it all changed, and we had to use olive oil and all these other oils. And now I've just gone, nah, I'm just going to use butter.
How bloody tasty is it?
So
Yeah,
cooking
the
with butter.
food tastes better.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
so
because you're
good.
using an aluminium pan with no Teflon on it, or like steel,
Stainless steel.
Yeah.
stainless steel
Yeah.
pan, the butter it prevents the stuff from sticking on there.
Yeah.
Smells so good.
Oh, it smells awesome.
Yeah.
that real nutty.
Fried eggs in there.
Oh,
and, man,
stop it.
yeah,
Eggs right now.
yeah,
Yeah. Stuff like that's good fillers on your plate, having some boiled eggs and stuff.
yeah.
My family is very old school Australian. There's always boiled eggs. Every
Yeah.
time we go to a Christmas party, plate of boiled eggs. I
Did-
love them. I go for them every time.
Do you
Yeah.
do the curried egg? They scoop out the
My
yolk.
mum used to do
Yeah,
those.
mum and grandma
Oh,
used to do
yeah.
those.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
so good.
Yeah, mix it with. I think it's just curry powder.
Right.
They mix it with curry powder. It might be mayo,
Yeah,
as well?
there's a bit of mayo in there.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
so you scoop out the yolk, boil your eggs, scoop out the yolk, mix it, put it in a bowl, mix all the yolks in with curry powder,
Yeah, right.
Keen's
Bit of mayo.
Keen's mustard
Keen's
powder,
mustard
Yeah.
powder.
yeah, and then some
They
mayo,
are
and then you scoop it back in,
So good.
and then you got to put a little bit of parsley on top because a
Oh,
little bit of greenery,
A little bit
you know.
of that curly parsley.
Yeah, yeah.
Old school.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And then they go on that the best crystal dish, you know, with those little.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's some
Yours.
great dishes at Christmas time.
Yeah.
My wife's uncle makes a crayfish and mango sort of salad, and
Wow.
it's so
Oh,
good.
that
It
sounds
is
good.
one of the best.
You little fancy boys having crayfish.
Yeah, we have a fair bit of seafood at Christmas.
We usually always do prawns.
Yeah,
Prawns are a crowd pleaser. The
Yeah.
big
the
ones.
big king
Bloody
prawns.
dough.
Yeah, they're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I like a bit of octopus, pickled octopus.
Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah, that's
That's
good.
so
Hey,
tasty.
you money bags over there.
Yeah.
Octopus and
Well,
prawns.
nobody really likes it, so I just buy it for me. But like, if you imagine sitting down to Christmas, you got this big plate, you got some ham or some beef or something on there. You've got maybe some eggs, you've got some avocado, seafood. What a feed, and you'll feel so satiated afterwards
Yeah.
because you're full of protein, you're full of fat, so you are not going to feel hungry,
Yeah.
and you're not going to feel like you're missing out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, full belly, like you say, you won't want to drink much more afterwards.
I can't resist though my wife's homemade Rocky Road. She
Oh.
makes it. This is family tradition. She makes it in a cone. Like she makes the cone out of cardboard, pours all the ingredients into the cone, and it's all natural dark chocolate with some. She goes with some red berries, marshmallows as well. If she could have marshmallows in Rocky Road. And then she turns it upside down, takes out the paper triangle, and it's in the shape of a Christmas tree, and she decorates it with stuff.
That sounds
Magic.
so
Man,
good.
it is so good.
Dark
Christmas-
chocolate
I'm
or
going to your
dark
house.
chocolate?
Dark
Oh,
chocolate.
stop it. That sounds real good.
Oh, a bit of a mixture, I think, mate. A bit of a mixture because
yeah.
it can't be too strong because not everyone likes
Oh,
dark
yeah,
chocolate.
yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, she cuts it all up into pieces and brings it out, and it's a crowd pleaser. People just mow it.
Well, like the other side of it is you've got to enjoy yourself on Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't be that person that doesn't treat themselves ever.
YOLO.
Nobody likes that guy.
No,
I'm
no.
not going to have one tiny
Yeah.
little bit of Rocky Road. Or,
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch my way.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah.
Do
I like
something.
that.
Do something.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot.
Yeah,
Day or two.
I'm
you're
going to
not
the gym
gonna-
after Christmas lunch.
yeah.
Fuck off.
You can, yeah.
Sit
couple of
back,
days,
relax.
don't overindulge for a month. I think you'll be right.
Yeah,
You're not going to gain too much weight.
yeah.
No.
And just get back into your program as soon as you can.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, we've got to enjoy life too, don't we?
Yeah. Well, Boxing Day's a big one too. Because
Yes.
usually it's just click the recliner up and sit back and watch the cricket.
And you're eating leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a
Delicious
week.
leftovers.
Days, yeah.
Remember the days when Mum used to wrap up that leg of pork, ham in a tea towel, put it in the fridge,
Sit there.
and it was there for when you started school for your sandwiches.
Yeah.
It was still going.
Oh yeah. And how good is it?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Love it. Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's not something that my family would really eat during the year, but I look forward to it at Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a luxury, a bit of indulgence.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice.
yeah.
Never have turkey during the year. I don't know that we have turkey
same.
too
Nah.
much. But
We always do one of those turkey breasts.
I do like the glazed ham with the
Oh,
honey
no.
glaze and maybe a
That's
few
nice.
little
And that
cloves in
crackle,
there.
Cloves.
that real hard crackle.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
oh,
that's
no,
the
it's
pork,
all
stop
pork
it,
crackle. Yeah,
We've just told everyone not to overindulge, and they're just
But all in
Can't-
moderation, right? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and maybe make some better choices. Like, I think a lot of people don't realise the amount of calories in some of your dressings.
Oh yeah.
Festive season is big on dressings, your ranchers and all your oil dressings and everything like that.
Full of our
I've just
vegetable and seed
I've just
oils.
said don't
so
be
no
afraid
good.
of fats, but be afraid of your seed oils and be afraid of the extra calories that like absolutely smothering your plate in mayo or something can potentially do to your meal.
Yeah.
In
And-
terms of the energy content, it can just shoot it through the roof.
There's some real hidden calories too.
Real hidden ones. Like
Yeah.
people don't think, oh yeah, I'll just put on some of this dressing. Well, either one, it's going to be full of seed oil, or two, it's going to be full of calories, or both. So just think about it in moderation. Maybe go for a bit of mustard instead, or something, or whatever you're going to do, or just a light vinaigrette. But it can make a huge difference.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
really big difference.
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing. Maybe avoid some soft drinks. You can have some alcohol. Soft drinks are
Yeah.
also empty calories, aren't they?
I love a sparkling water with lunch.
Well, that's cool.
I love
Sparkling
it.
water.
Sparkling
No,
water with a bit of lemon. Class it up on Christmas with
Oh,
lime.
man.
You know.
When it's hot and you've
Real
done a
good.
hard workout and you really can't get that thirst quenched just from even cold water, sparkling water with some lemon quenches your thirst, boom, straight away.
Pinch of salt in there, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Get those electrolytes up.
Yeah,
Beauty.
yeah. But yeah, Christmas, it can be a trying time. Even like, we're talking about fitness and health and that sort of stuff. Even mental health can take a toll at Christmas time. You've got family
Families.
members that give you the shits. You've got to be patient. You've just got to remember it's a time for family to get together. And although there are little things that you've had in the past that give you the shits, you've sort of got to push it aside for the day, don't you? And remember it's Christmas. Anything else you can think of to help those people lose or avoid those couple of extra pounds over Christmas?
Well, I think we've touched on it, but the other one was sort of having a fast and going for a walk.
Yeah.
Maybe speed up some metabolism and glucose burning.
Mate, that's
if
a great
you-
one. Like
if you're off
imagine
to-
doing a fast in between a couple of heavy days. You got some regrets.
Yeah.
Maybe do a fast the next day.
Well, even like Rooster was talking about before, Christmas Day, before you're heading out, maybe the kids get some new toys they want to take for a spin. You go for a little walk around as a family. You've had your coffee. You get a little walk in or a little light bit of exercise. It's not a bad option.
Good idea, yeah.
Or in between days, 27th, 28th, make sure you're getting out for a little bit of walk around and get some sunshine.
And maybe even consider having Christmas at a different location that's outdoors, like maybe down the beach. I mean, we're lucky here in our climate. A lot of families do have Christmas down the beach. Then you've got grass to run around, kick the footy and play some cricket, jump in the ocean.
Yeah. Just go down as a family, take them all down and have a run around the afternoon. Hopefully the sea breeze is not blowing. It's
What a perfect way to end Christmas Day, maybe, when you've all indulged and you just decide, well, let's just go for a nice walk in the balmy evening. Just around the block or something, reminisce about the day, what was your favourite part of it, blah, 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 and you're out walking together as a family.
Sun's out.
It's a nice time to be out too, because everyone's generally sort of in a good mood.
Yeah.
Everyone's very, very festive, and it's nice to sort of soak in the ambience of everyone just in that holiday mode.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of left the work mode behind a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a nice time to be out.
Downtime. Yeah.
Everyone's sort of walking past, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hey, how long after the New Year are you allowed to say Happy New Year? Because if I haven't seen a person since New Year, and say it's like 1st of February, I'll shake their hand and say, hey, Happy New Year.
So you're
go,
talking about a friend though, right? You're not talking about a random on the street.
No, a friend.
Friend.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
I
haven't
reckon.
seen them for a while, for a month, or maybe after New
I reckon
Year's.
January,
Yeah.
1st of Feb, no?
Yeah. So if
All
I
of January, yeah.
It's pushing
maybe.
it. You're
if
getting
I
out
haven't
there.
seen someone since June, I'll shake his hand and say Happy New Year. Is that a bit weird?
Yeah, it's pushing it, yeah. Pushing it out a bit.
Maybe
I
you could
reckon.
say, "Did you have a good New Year?"
Yeah, yeah. What'd you do for New Year's?
Dance
He'd be
around.
going,
I don't
"Fuck,
know, it was
I don't know.
fucking 6 months ago,
you
mate.
stupid
Half a
prick."
year ago, mate. Yeah.
I don't know, because I just find myself even in February, like, wishing people Happy New Year. Because
Yeah.
I haven't seen them since the New
Yeah.
Year.
I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they
Okay,
take it?
Yeah, sometimes it's like a little bit like by surprise. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, well, that was fucking a month ago, mate.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep the festive spirit going.
Yeah. Maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
You reckon?
after. Yeah.
Yeah. I might give it till start of Feb.
Yeah. It's a nice greeting, though.
It
It's
is.
nice of you to
Yeah.
recognise that I haven't seen you for a little while.
Yeah. I wish
Good
you
to
all the
see
best
you,
for the new year.
Hope your year's been good
Yeah.
so far. Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah. Rock on.
Thanks, man.
Spreading the cheer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend back when I was a young bloke. Used to always say, and used to give us the shits. He'd always go, "Merry syphilis and happy gonorrhea." So at every Christmas party, he'd always say it, and it's just like one of those calls.
How old is he?
We're in our 20s, but you just roll your eyes and go, "Oh, here we go." Old mate said his Christmas greeting.
Yeah.
You've been waiting all year.
Yeah. That's it though, mate. It was like he was waiting all year, and he just couldn't wait to rip it out again.
Yeah.
And he laughed mostly at himself, and no one else laughed.
Probably a good time to get out in the sun, though.
Yeah.
You could probably, get some vitamin D. Sun the perineum.
Well, we're lucky like that in the southern hemisphere. We get that. I mean,
Yeah.
our friends in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's true, yeah.
But for us, we get great weather.
Yeah.
Get out in the sun, shirt off, get some vitamin D.
Have you guys ever spent Christmas in another place, another special place other than Australia?
No, I haven't.
I had Christmas in Dubai with my mum and her husband and my wife. That was pretty cool. And then we went to New Year's Eve in Moscow, in Russia.
Oh, wow.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was snowing, but that's the closest I've had to the sort of Christmas period in snow.
Yeah.
Dubai was really hot. It was stinking hot.
Definitely talked about maybe taking the kids to, they do that. There's like a Christmas village. I think it's in sort of Finland or one of those northern countries.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be really nice to get out and have a little.
Don't they make a hotel out of ice?
Possibly.
Yeah, they make a hotel or a castle full on out of ice.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty spectacular.
Yeah. Christmas Town or something. It's called something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Father Santa was from. Yeah.
I think
Finland.
so.
Yeah.
Sure.
There you go.
I sometimes like seeing the footage of the Northern Hemisphere Christmases, the snow
Yeah.
Christmas, and like Christmas in New York when it's snowing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I reckon that's pretty cool.
That would be more conducive to eating rich food, don't you reckon? When it's cold.
Yeah.
When it's hot, you don't really feel like stuffing yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of
Stay
people probably
indoors.
still do, but you can imagine, especially like, I don't know, a nice warm turkey or ham or something when it's cold.
Definitely.
Really
Guess
get
that's
into
why
that, I
they
reckon.
do the big cook up.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we still eat that
Warm
sort of
meal.
traditional Christmas heavy food, but
Yeah.
half the time in Perth it's like 40 degrees. Like
Yeah.
we've had some stinking hot Christmas
Yeah.
days. It's like,
That's why a lot of families have their Christmas meats with salads.
yeah, salad
Yeah.
and lighter things like prawns and seafood and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's not so heavy.
Yeah.
And imagine the poor people in those snowing environments that couldn't even really go out and do what we've just talked about
Yeah.
after their Christmas meal.
Yep.
Full on snow, they're snowed in. What do?
It's not going for your postprandial walk after
No.
in a blizzard, are you?
Might
No.
do some push-ups.
He died doing what he loved.
Yeah. Got to always find that an interesting comment.
So do I.
He died doing what he loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, did he really want to die doing it?
Yeah.
Like, I love surfing, but I don't really want to get eaten by a shark. And
Die doing it. Yeah.
It's not really consolation, is it?
no, it's not.
He got snapped in half by a shark, but he was doing what he loved.
Yeah.
But at the time, you're probably not surfing. You're getting eaten by a shark, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
The,
I'm not-
the surfing part is finished,
Yeah.
and then you've been attacked.
yeah.
You didn't really die doing what you love, because being attacked by a shark is not what you
love.
loved. It's the surfing part.
Mm. So maybe what we've said through all this is almost like making
What have we
your-
said? We're talking a lot of
Well,
shit.
I'm just thinking back on what we've spoken about. Maybe we've almost spoken in roundabout kind of way in making your resolution now. and sort of
Yeah.
embodying it through, rather than blowing out and then trying to deal with it. Make your resolution. Try and make some of these changes and incorporate them into what you're doing now, and then use your New Year's resolution for something better or more.
Yeah.
Not just losing the fat you've put on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this will come out in December.
Yeah. Well, I'd probably finish off with saying to the mums out there, make sure on Christmas morning you give your kids a real hearty breakfast. Because kids aren't really going to want to fast.
Nah, fasting's not for kids.
Fasting's not for kids. So, I mean, we can fast till Christmas lunch. But for the kids, make sure you sit them down. I know they're excited and they're playing with presents and stuff. But prepare them a nice, good breakfast. Maybe give them some eggs and some hash browns or something like that. But cook them up a nice brekkie to get them going for the day. Because they're going to eat shit.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to get stuck into the lollies. They're going to start eating those, those lollipop things, those red and white
Candy canes.
Candy cane things.
Yeah.
Then you got all the desserts after lunch.
Yeah.
Make sure
Those lollipop things.
make sure they get a good brekkie. That's
Mate,
what I would say.
It's true. If your
Yeah.
kid's first meal of the day is candy cane, you're going to have a bad day.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
hepped up on sugar.
especially
all
little
these
ones. Yeah.
Bloody food additives and colouring and stuff.
Man,
Remember that Aldi ad?
no.
They're talking about the food colouring, and all the people are going nuts and like jumping up against the walls, and they're like, "That's an ode to food additives." Remember that?
Really?
Me and
No,
Miss
I
used to
never
really
saw that.
laugh about that. It's going back a couple of years, but
Yeah, right.
like food colouring and additives and all the shit that's in
Yeah.
a lot of the Christmas food, it's going to send your kids
Yeah,
fucking nuts.
if you want to avoid your kid having a breakdown at
Yeah.
some stage,
Yeah.
avoid the sugar. At least give them something good in their guts.
because they're not going to regulate
No,
like us.
no.
You wake up as a kid, you're going for that candy cane. You're going
Yeah.
for the whatever's hanging off the tree.
Yeah.
You want to eat.
Yeah.
Whatever you can. So.
Get a good bit of brekkie.
And it's a bloody great day.
It is.
They love it. Imagine,
Awesome.
imagine
Oh.
starting your day with a candy cane as a kid.
It's awesome if you. Well, you think it's awesome if you're a kid, but
Yeah,
it all comes crashing down.
it does. Yeah,
It does.
just
yeah.
after lunch.
Yeah.
One of those lollipop things. What are they called?
Good stuff.
All right. Well, we've
Yeah,
lost.
on that
We
note.
missed Mickey Mack again today. He's
Yeah.
he's a very busy man. So
You might have to jump on the next one.
yeah, he will. So we'll have to have a catch up Christmas with him at some stage.
We'll definitely get some of Mickey Mack's expertise going into the new year. I think with our goal setting stuff and
Yeah.
things like that, and talking about mindset things
Yeah,
for,
and what a
for
great
the new year,
Time in the new year to start the goal setting stuff and
New Year's resolutions, and
yeah.
sort of some plans for a series of podcasts sort of grouped together. I think.
Yeah.
And we talked about doing a few on diets and sort of the diet trends at the moment, sort of carnivore, vegan kind of thing, paleo, primal kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Yeah.
We've got some
Yeah.
people now hitting us up on Instagram. Is that right?
Yeah. We've got a few. We could almost do a Ask Me Anything sort of episode where people send through some questions. I know people were asking about coffee. Someone asked about there was a stack about testosterone.
Oh, yeah.
Of, what to put with that Tom Gatali one. So there's I can't remember the name.
I've since been looking at that Tom Cadali. We'll talk about Tom Cadali another
Yeah,
time.
but anyway, yeah, we're kicking along. So it's probably been a good year for us, and
Yeah.
we're looking forward to the new year and some new concepts, a few series to
Definitely.
running a few together, and maybe an Ask Me Anything and a
And
few guests.
Are we on the Facebook?
We are on the Facebook. At the time, probably be up and running by then, so we'll look out for it. We might add a little extra bit on at the end of this podcast, where to find it. But we're on Instagram with our Modern Ancestral Man, and the email link's there. You can click on the link in the Instagram to get on the apps, but everyone's getting probably on Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, where you get all your good podcasts from. So
Yeah. Cool.
yeah, this is probably our last one for the year, I suppose, and.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Just about, yeah.
So
So
have a Merry Christmas, fellas.
Merry
It's,
Christmas.
been good
And,
spending some time with you, talking about stuff, health and fitness stuff. I've really enjoyed the year. It's been
Yeah.
good.
It's
I've
been
learnt
good.
a lot.
have a good
Yep, same.
have a good new year, and we'll get to see each other in the new year and say Happy New Year.
Yeah. And we'll say, you put in a few kegs on
Yeah.
that.
A bit chubby there.
Yeah, guitar ready?
Yeah, good stuff.
See you boys. Merry Christmas.